Here are my top 5 tips on how to protect your wavy, curly hair. Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me. I want to talk about my top 5 tips on how to protect your hair. There are definitely more than just these 5 things that would protect your hair and benefit and help your hair. But if you only have time, energy, mental capacity for these 5, you will be doing a lot of good for your hair. But why would you want to protect your hair? Like, what's the point? The principle behind protecting your waves and curls is that you are trying to minimize damage everywhere you can. Why? Because wavy hair, curly hair tends to be more prone and susceptible to damage because of the nature of the curl. The bends in the hair make it weaker and easier to damage. And when wavy curly hair gets damaged, there are several things that happen. The hair will be way more prone to frizz. There will be less definition in each curl. You won't see each wave and curl really well. The hair will be way more dull. It won't be super shiny. There will be really poor curl retention. Like, you'll style your hair and then everything will fall out really bad, like faster than it should or could, depending on the nature of your curl pattern. Wavy hair tends to elongate and stretch out more than tighter curl patterns, but the principle still applies. If your hair is damaged, that will happen faster. And the last thing is that the hair will be more prone and susceptible to snapping and breaking off. So if your goals are crazy hair length, all this damage will make those goals more difficult. Your hair will grow to a certain point and then stop growing. In fact, it's not actually stopping growing, it's just that it's damaged and breaking off and won't grow past that point. So if you've ever said to yourself, my hair only grows to a certain point and then it stops, that's the point at which you hit critical velocity on your damage and your hair just starts snapping off. It's not critical velocity or whatever, but you get the point. On the flip side, when your hair is as healthy as humanly possible, you'll have way less frizz. Your curls will want to clump together. Your curl families will acknowledge each other and sit together around the Thanksgiving table and not bust up every chance they get. Your wash days will last longer. Your hair will be way less persnickety. It'll cooperate with you when you style it. You'll have more shrinkage and your wash days will last so much longer, all because you minimized the damage. So there are a lot of benefits to putting some time into minimizing damage everywhere you can and protecting your waves and curls. Now, this video is sponsored by the lovely, wonderful Curlsmith. There are many reasons that we love Curlsmith, but I just want you to know that these 5 tips could be applied to any products. First tip, bond builders. Guys, we are living in a beautiful age of science and technology when it comes to hair care. This didn't exist a few years ago. This was not an option in protecting your waves and curls. If you damaged your hair, that was it. You just had to grow your hair out and cut off the hair above the damage. If you really hurt your hair, that was your only option. You were doomed to live with the damage. There was no way to reverse it. But thanks to technology, we have bond builders that will actually reverse broken bonds in the hair. I personally really love the Bond Curl Rehab Salve from Curlsmith because it actually targets 3 different types of bonds in your hair, whereas most bond builders focus on 1, maybe 2 bonds in your hair. This particular bond builder focuses on the salt bonds, hydrogen bonds, and disulfide bonds in the hair. And it's pretty easy to use. You take your dirty hair, you wet it, get it nice and soaking wet, then you wring out as much of the water as you can. You want to apply this bond builder on damp, dirty hair. You will just spread it over your hair and really work it in with your fingers. It does have a whole bunch of slip. It actually feels and looks a lot like a conditioner, but it's not a conditioner. Once you have it distributed with your fingers, you can go ahead and really evenly distribute it with a brush. After that, you'll grab a shower cap so that you can let this soak and marinate in your hair for at least 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, you come back, you rinse out the bond builder, and you can wash and style as per usual. Most really intense curly hair treatments require you to clarify your hair, get all the buildup off, really strip your hair, and then you apply the treatment and you let it sit on your hair for 30 minutes, usually with heat, if not longer. Bond builders are especially important to people who choose to color or highlight their hair. I've been doing that lately. I used to not color or highlight my hair at all, and then I started doing that. Anyway, if you choose to color or highlight your hair, there will be some damage due to that chemical process. Bond builders can actually hit the reset button, hit Control Z, undo on that damage. It will reconnect the disulfide bonds that are broken during highlighting your hair. It will help the salt bonds in your hair. A lot of good things happen with bond builders. And when those bonds are really strong in your hair is more resilient and resistant to damage. Tip number 2 for protecting your waves and curls is to use a balanced routine. What do I mean by that? Yep, the good old protein moisture balance conversation. Is it a real thing? Is it bogus? Honestly, I don't know. I have heard really good arguments for both, but in my personal experience, it is a thing. And when I work on really balancing the protein and moisture in my hair, I get my best wash day results. I mean, look at this. This is glorious, if I do say so myself. I'm really feeling this hair day. Check it out. It's a good one. One way that you can balance protein and moisture in your hair is to use a product with protein and then a product without protein. Product with protein and a product without protein. This could look like using a protein-free shampoo, a rinse-out conditioner with protein, a leave-in conditioner with no protein, a styler with protein. You get the idea. That way you are getting both protein ingredients in your hair care routine and moisturizing ingredients. But if you don't feel like doing that mental math and formulating the perfect hair care routine, I get it. It's a lot of reading of the ingredients labels to do that. If you don't feel like doing that, a great option is the Strength line from Curlsmith because they have perfectly formulated and balanced both protein and moisture in this line. You get a variety of different proteins in each product, and you're getting a variety of different moisturizing ingredients. It's like a really good, nutritious meal for your hair. That's an option for you, if you so choose. The Strength line won't over-moisturize your hair or protein overload your hair, ever. Hey there guys, Editing Courtney here. I realized while editing this that after all that explanation, I didn't explain why having a balanced routine would make your hair more protected and less susceptible to damage. When the hair is over-proteined, it's going to be more susceptible to breaking and snapping off. The hair becomes way more brittle. And when your hair has way too much moisture, it becomes gummy and very susceptible to stretching and mechanical damage. All right, back to the video. Tip number 3 is to use a UV/heat protectant in your hair. Heat is the #1 damager of hair. We are all guilty of it. If I'm being perfectly honest, I break the wavy curly hair rules and I diffuse my hair on high speed and high heat. Why? Because I don't want to spend my entire life drying my hair, and using faster air speed and higher heat dries my hair faster. And I can get away with doing that without damaging my hair because of the Curlsmith Miracle Shield. Not only does this product protect against UV and heat, it also protects against chlorine and seawater. It contains a lot of nourishing oils that give the hair a lot of slip, which will also reduce friction if you choose to brush your hair, brush style your hair. So this just really wraps your hair in a shield and gives it all the protection. This product is also super cool because it is 100% curly hair approved. It is incredibly difficult to find a heat protectant that is rated up to 450 degrees that does not contain a silicone. So if you've been looking for a 100% curly hair approved silicone-free heat protectant, Miracle Shield is where it's at. Also, the UV protection is an added bonus that I haven't seen in a lot of heat protectors. You can get the heat protection, but not also the UV protection. UV rays can not only, give you a sunburn and give you sun damage on your skin, it is harsh and harmful to the hair as well by breaking the disulfide bonds in your hair. Very similar to how bleach works. It takes a lot more sun to damage your hair to the level that bleach does, but it still happens. And if you're outside a whole lot, having a curly hair friendly UV and heat protectant is really, really, really helpful. Tip number 4 is to sleep on a satin or silk pillowcase. You guessed it. This is one of the easiest, most mindless switches you can make in your hair care routine. This is the satin pillowcase from Curlsmith. Also, P.S., I really appreciate that a brand made sure that they're a one-stop shop for everything. They have stuff for wavy hair, they have stuff for curly hair, they have a hair dryer that is specifically designed for curls. It won't get hot, it's not hot. They have it set so that it can't fry your hair. And they created this giant diffuser with it. It's amazing. I don't know how I got here. Honestly, guys, I get to work with a brand that is being so intentional with every product they put out. It is the coolest thing. So yes, Curlsmith also has a satin or silk pillowcase. Let me get back to explaining why this is awesome. It's a mindless, easy thing. You don't have to think about this. You buy it one time and then you sleep. And yes, I'm a granny. I have an orthopedic pillow. It's as easy as taking a nap. The reason that satin is better for your hair than a cotton pillowcase is we are reducing friction. Friction can rub that hair cuticle and lift up that hair cuticle, and that is essentially what hair damage is when that cuticle gets lifted. So if we are minimizing friction by sleeping on a satin pillowcase, why not? Tip number 5 is use a microfiber towel. I used it today. Let me show you how I used it. You could plop your hair in this like a traditional curly hair plop, but since my hair is shorter, I have really been enjoying micro plopping my hair. Essentially, I take a microfiber towel and gently scrunch out the excess water. This really allows me to target certain areas and encourage curl clumpage and shrinkage because my wavy hair needs all the encouragement it can get. And this shocked me because it soaks up so much water. I feel like I'm cheating on my perfect hair care towel a little bit. That has been the towel that I've used for years. I just got this one and it might soak up more water than the perfect hair care towel. I hate to say it. I didn't say it. You didn't hear it from me. But this is an absolutely massive towel. If you have really long hair, you're not gonna struggle getting all of your hair in this. That's a problem with my sister. Her hair is super long. I don't have that problem anymore now that my hair is shorter, but really soaks up a lot of water. How does a microfiber towel protect your curls? Great question. I'm glad you asked. It does so by minimizing friction, again, very similar to sleeping on a satin or silk pillowcase. This is also something super easy to do for your hair. You buy it one time. It's a non-consumable product. You're gonna have it for a very long time. You just wash, rinse, repeat. Use it every time you wash your hair, and you will be minimizing damage every time you wash your hair because it's not going to really rub that hair cuticle. Sometimes microfiber towels cling to your hand, like every dry flake on your hand it grabs. This one does not. It's very, very, very smooth, incredibly soft, and it feels quite high quality, substantial. What is it made out of? Polyester and polyamide. So with a microfiber towel, you're not gonna be damaging or roughing up that hair cuticle when your hair is most susceptible to damage, and that is when your hair is just barely damp. Again, there are way more than just these 5 tips. Using a hair oil to pre-poo your hair as a pre-poo treatment wonderful way to protect your waves and curls. Scrunching out the crunch with a hair oil, using a satin or silk scarf to tie your hair up instead of pulling it back in really tight ponytails. There are many more things that you can do to protect the integrity and health of your hair, but these are my top 5. I think they're the most easy to just start incorporating into your routine. Let me know your favorite way to protect your waves and curls. Did I miss anything? Like, is there something super important that someone else out there needs to know? Let us know in the comments down below, because here on this channel, we really help each other out, and I absolutely love you guys for that. Y'all are the absolute best. I love hanging out with y'all. If you'd like to hang out some more with me, feel free to subscribe and click that notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when I upload another video and you can come hang out with me. Also, for whatever reason, the YouTube algorithm really loves it when you give a video a thumbs up, and that is a really easy way to support me here on this channel, so I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. As always, I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye! It's been a long time since I have had a wash day this stinking cute. I guess that's what I get when I really put in effort and protect my waves and curls. Like, do the bond building treatments, use my UV and heat protectant, be intentional with my styling. Yeah, no? It's nice. Okay, bye for real.